on it. Oh, thank goodness. Railroad lights were flashing. I don't want to have to sit for that for 3-4 minutes, or who knows how long. Kind of dreary today. This cold front that came through is starting to trail off, so it's warming up a bit. 50 or so this morning rather than 30, 35 is what it was yesterday, and then before that it was like 20. I'm sure everyone else in the rest of the country saw even colder than that, but at least I was able to ride. But we should be clear skies and 60s and 70s this weekend, so I'm looking forward to that. Love my new gear. I'll be doing a review on it soon, but I got some new Alpine Stars gloves and jacket for the winter time, and it's 50 out, so not super cold, but it's still cold. And I am nice and toasty. Should we do a little clutchless shifting? Let's do it one-handed. No hand, ma. So there's been a couple videos lately I wanted to do a response to. The first one was by YummiR6. Put out a video titled, I think, The Future of Motovlogging. I think that's what it was called. Where he talked a bit about, you know, where motovlogging is right now in its growth stage, and saying that if you're interested in getting started in motovlogging, that, you know, right now, 2014 is the time to do it. And that 2013 was basically like the big start of motovlogging's growth. And I suppose when you look at like the subscriber base of some of the main motovloggers when they started, it sits pretty much on an exponential curve, both with the number of viewers of motovlogging videos and the number of motovloggers. So you start out like super flat and it's growing slightly. You know, this is like 2007, 2008, 2009, and it starts going up a bit. You get 2010, 2011, 2012 starts increasing a bit faster, and then 2013 starts picking up. And I think I wouldn't necessarily say that that 2013 was the year motovlogging, like the year it starts to really blow up, because whenever you take a snapshot of anything's growth, if it's on an exponential curve, the period that you're in is always going to look like that's the year that it made it, unless it's something that has, you know, an anomaly in its growth. You know, there's some big thing that caused it to spike a lot. When you look at a word that becomes super popular like twerking, maybe its growth was kind of increasing like an exponential curve, but then something like Miley Cyrus's award show dance, it causes the publicity about it to increase incredibly high, causing its growth to go off of an exponential curve and just rise super high. And I don't really think that we had something like that this year. We did have, there were like some things. I don't think that there is anything on like the global high media or broadcast media stage that really was motovlogging targeted and made people see motovlogging as something they had to be watching. I still think that we're on a pretty natural exponential curve. And I also don't, going back to the snapshot thing, I also don't think that 2013 was necessarily that year. I definitely can see the arguments in it, and I wouldn't say that any other year was the year of motovlogging, but I think every other year has seen a lot of growth, and I think 2014 will see a lot of growth as well. When I started January of 2012, so a few days ago, January 7th was actually marked 2 years for me motovlogging. And when I started, pretty much the main people that I was aware of were Jake the Garden Snake, Chase on Two Wheels, I Am Ramekin, M13, and Blinky Cap. Those are the main people that I knew about. I'm not saying that there wasn't other people, because there were. There was people like Lori Jennifer and 808 U2 and Downshifted 83. That was another one that I did. Pretty much aside from M13, who is kind of an anomaly. Technically, he's a motovlogger because he vlogs on his motorcycle, but he's never really been a part of this main community of motovloggers. He's mainly been a vlogger first and a motorcycle rider second. That's like nothing against him. That's just how I see his channel. Whereas people like Downshift83, Jake the Garden Snake, Chase on Two Wheels, they've always been kind of like the motorcycle atmosphere and personality first. I think I want to be in the right lane. And when you look at those people, when I first started, I think Jake was at 12 or 15,000 subscribers. Excuse me. Chase was at, I want to say like 8, maybe 7 or 8,000 subscribers. Excuse me. I Am Ramekin was at somewhere around 10 to 12, I think. I could be wrong about that, but I think it was around there. Downshift83 was somewhere around there as well. It was pretty much like M13 and then Jake after he had his kind of surge, because he was smaller, and then he had some surge along with getting mentioned by M13, and he started growing pretty quickly, and then he was up there. But yeah, no one was really over 15,000 subscribers in January of 2012. But really, I guess the point I'm trying to make is that it isn't necessarily been the year of motovlogging as it has been natural growth of motovlogging along with the natural growth of YouTube viewers, like the number of people that use YouTube. YouTube's growth has been increasing, so naturally that increases the people who are watching motovlogging because all videos are increasing, along with the prevalence of all these action cameras and people having these cameras that they can use to film all the time. Naturally, there's going to be more sports and stuff like this that people do and have cameras on them. So all of these little sports vlogging niches are increasing. I need to get over. So I do think there was a ton of growth in 2013, but I wouldn't necessarily say it was the biggest growth because there's been a lot of motovloggers well before Chase and Garden Snake that were motovlogging on their motorcycles. These may be the people who have grown the most and have the most subscribers and viewer base now, but they weren't the first ones, and there isn't one set time. Is that a Fisker Karma up there? Is that what I see? There wasn't this set year that was the takeoff of motovlogging, but I do agree that 2013 saw a lot of growth. And I think 2014 will see a lot of growth as well. But Yummy says that if you want to get started in motovlogging, 2014 is the time to do it because of where it is in its growth. And to that I say, yeah, sure, valid point that right now is a good time to start motovlogging. But I guess my response to that would be is that any time is a good time to start. I always say the best time to start is now. No matter what you're doing, the best time to start is now. There's no point putting it off. If you want to do it, do it. When you look at, investing in the stock market or putting something in a savings account, you should always start now. If you're wondering when you should start it, you should start it now, because if it's anything that involves growth, time is your friend. You want to have the most time on your side as you can possibly get. If you start investing $100 a month, putting money into an account that earns interest, if you delay putting money into that account for like a year or even 6 months, the impact of your delay 10, 20, 30 years down the road is incredibly high. Like the difference in money you'll have because of interest and the growth of that account, and that's a mathematical growth. It doesn't have the impact of media coverage. You have a set interest rate and you're earning a certain amount. So if you want to start, you should start now. I also don't think that if you don't start now, it'll be a completely missed opportunity. I do think if you want to start, you should start now, but I don't put now as a specific equal to 2014. I just think you should start whenever the earliest you can possibly can. You shouldn't put it off like, I want to wait until I can upload a certain quality video or something like that. Start. I think motovlogging has demonstrated that it's not just like a fad. It's not something that is time sensitive. For example, there was a community around, you know, the 2012 or the 2013 Mustang, and there's a community around videos for 2012 Mustangs. That would be time sensitive. Obviously, if the longer you wait, the less sense it makes for you to start making videos about that, because the demand for those types of videos will go down. If that's just something you want to do for fun and you don't really care about who's watching your videos, or if you have zero viewers, then you could make them whenever you want. But the demand will continue to go down. So if your objective is to be part of a community that has an increasing growth, obviously delaying that would be a bad decision. But I see motovlogging as something that's, you know, shown that it's not just a fad, it's gonna be here for a while. There's an actual community around it, and that really any time you start is a good time. I think anyone can demonstrate that they're an integral part of it, and they have the talents to have a good channel on YouTube, and they can put out good videos and people would be interested in it. And I think you can really start whenever. It's not time sensitive, as I say. You know, who knows who's gonna have a viral video that goes all over the place and people start watching all of their videos and their channel grows an ungodly amount in a short period of time, and all of a sudden they're like a few 100,000 subscriber channel and they do motovlogging just because they had some video that went viral. Who's to say that's not going to happen? I mean, I've seen it happen with other types of channels, so you never know. So I guess the whole point of the video is, if you want to motovlog, go motovlog. Start as soon as you can. I wouldn't say that 2013 was necessarily the defining time. I just think it's part of a natural growth that we've seen, and we're growing well. So get out there, start motovlogging. And I mentioned that there's 2 videos. The other video came out by Jake the Garden Snake, and since this video has gone on far too long, I'll put my continuing response to that in a second video. I'll have a link to it on this once that video comes out, but that video will come out a couple days after this one. So, see you guys later. Be sure to subscribe so you can get the notification for that video. Peace. And that was my reveal of the bike. Let's see how this handles. Oh man. I hate railroad tracks. They just drop off like that. Back wheel started spinning. I felt the tail end.